Well, this is Andrew for The Madness Table, along here with Sam, Brendan, and Will. We are so happy to be sponsored today by Rogaine Extra Strength for when you bald as hell. Unfortunately, their product doesn't work for me, but doesn't mean it won't work for you. You know what will work for you? Joining our Discord. We have a 100% success rate with people trying to do the Discord. Even my mom got on. Did I help her? Yes. Did it work? Also yes. And if that's not enough, you should subscribe. My mom does. Did I do it for her? Yes. Does she listen? No. Does Sam's mom listen? Yes. So we have that going for us. Thanks, Ms. Wendy.
Sorry, Wendy.
Yeah, we are sorry for all of our shenanigans and tomfooleries. But you know what I'm not sorry for? My social media presence. I mean, our social media presence. I mean, my insane ramblings about whatever. Anyway, if you want to follow us on social media, look for The Madness Table. It's mostly garbage memes. I know that's why you're here. Yeah, I see you. Anyway, if that's just not enough for you, hop on down to our coffee page. That's coffee spelled super wrong. That's Kofi. That's where you can drop a little bit of coin in my pocket. I mean, our pocket. I definitely share and use it for business expenses because I pay my taxes. Back to you, Will. Brought to you by Rogaine Extra Strength. Resulting berry.
Thank you, Andrew, and thank you, Rogaine. Yeah, I'll hit you up in another 30 years if I live that long to probably address my receding hairline. Well, last time you all were dealing with the consequences of Sephel now being in a new body, both because Scylla was very upset, very understandably. Then you also had to deal with all of the former slaves who were also like, but my fucking friend, give him back. But then they were kind of like, oh wait, they did kill the beholder. We probably shouldn't ask for anything, but just to go peacefully. You guys learned that there was a secret prisoner amongst the Karazikar's slaves, one of which was a Modron prisoner, who you asked a handful of questions, but really all you got out of it was that it was part of a great march. It was separated and lost, and then captured before it was found. It knew nothing about a quote-unquote maze engine. However, it detected an orderer approximately 289 miles south of their present location. And from what you guys were kind of putting together, you think that might be the maze engine. You later made your way up into Karazikar's maw, into the ceiling of it, where you found his kind of special vaults. You found 15,000 gold pieces, 1,300 platinum, sorted gems, a gem of seeing, a necklace of adaptation, a robe of eyes, and a manual of iron golems. You've all managed to get through a long rest, and you've also leveled up. Why don't we take a moment to talk about the levels ups, and let's go with Sam first. Tell me what you have done, you unit.
I was worried you say that. I believe because Scylla at level 10, but 9 levels in fighter. I believe I just got some new superiority die. Yeah, that's all I got. But still very good stuff.
Yeah, it's good.
Or no, we're level 11, aren't we?
Yeah.
10 levels in fighter. But it wasn't anything crazy. It was the superiority die.
Cool.
Bigger number, better.
That's right.
Make her number better. Because Sam is
better.
I am not.
What?
Let's go with eeny, meeny, miny, mo. No. Brendan, tell me about your goddamn level up.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, on top of the anatomy switch, The only thing that Sephel gets as an 11th level wizard, because we still going pure blood here, is access to 6th level spells.
I'm gonna be sick.
So
Get him.
I leaned in, I yes-anded, and I took a nice little nothing too crazy spell called Tensor's Transformation, which just allows me to turn into a melee monster as a wizard.
You become the demon.
Oof.
You become the demon.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Pretty much.
Great. Love
Yeah.
that.
I mean, yeah, quick spark notes, 50 free hit points, advantage on attack rolls, 2d12 force damage on top of melee attacks, proficiency in strength and con. I mean, it's great. So you know, that little number.
Cool. Love that. I wish it was just Steel Wind Strike, so then it would just be all over in one thing instead of watching you turn into the Demon Lord and destroy me slowly, but still painfully.
And you know, Sephel wishes that his body wasn't crippled on the bottom of a pit, but you know.
You know what? You and gravity, man.
This is life.
Yep.
You know, you'd think for a Graviturge wizard, he would be better with gravity.
You would think.
Live by the sword, die by the sword, man.
All right, Andrew, don't leave us in suspense. What we got for Seuss?
Don't worry. In this level in Broken Homebrew bullcrap, it's level 11 with the Savant class. So my boy here now has 2d8 damage when he uses his Potent Observation. So if I can see it, it's gonna get nasty. And so, I'm sorry. They did give me reliable talent.
That's fucking crazy.
So I just want you to know that my minimum history check is a 19.
Dang.
Fuck. But that's awesome.
Good luck hiding your secrets now, DM.
Sephel has
in the campaign, I can
wildest
accept
hate boner.
Nice. All right. Well,
I will say,
all come through this long rest. Oh, Sam. What you got?
No, I was just gonna say, Scylla's hit points did officially hit triple digits. So,
Hell yeah.
so there's that.
Like she needed them. What are hit points if you don't get fucking hit?
Yeah, well.
It's she's
Bridges
got
be
that
damned.
security unlock.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Well, you've all woken up from this long rest. Sussaro has found this interesting manual on how to build iron golems. Sephel, I imagine it's a bit weird. I bet Scylla wakes up and is like, "You're not him," and is like throttling you, but then realizes it's you again.
I haven't been choked in a bed in a long time. Sorry, wrong voice. Wrong voice.
Terrifying.
What's the party's plan here?
Well, so we were still like taking our long rest when Seuss found that book, weren't we?
You were, but I'm kind of hand waving it because, to be honest, nothing's coming for you. You're good. You make it through the rest of the night with little to no problems whatsoever. The only problem is probably
Beautiful.
Noban has an upset stomach and he's tooting a lot. Like a lot.
Oh, fuck's sake.
It's an all-bean diet.
Yeah.
Catch up with you.
Oh, and he was all up in my shit, too.
Oh, yeah.
He was.
I'm gonna break you like one of my wild horses.
He was like, "You smell nice." I'm like, "You don't."
Yep. He was strangely about
Rip.
this new Sephel.
Yeah.
Nothing strange about it. think we all know what's going on
Scylla's
here.
choking
This is-
Sephel, and Noban is in his sleep stroking your leg.
Jealous.
There's nothing weird.
Oh, this is the weirdest orgy ever.
My fellows, when you're quite finished there, and it seems you maybe,
3 times.
if I was a younger man. Now, I think it's time for us to plot our next course of action. And
Agreed.
holy shit, I'm not used to that yet.
Yeah. We have many things we are still looking for, and I believe the Modron will take us to our next destination.
Yes, I agree. I believe the Labyrinth, either by the Modron or the compass here, can get us to the Labyrinth. I think this is our best bet. I think we will need a suffusion of, I suppose, advanced tactics to survive this next encounter. Remember, it's a capital D, capital L demon lord in there. And if there's one thing not to be trifled with, it's a demon lord. And Seuss looks over at the makes direct eye contact with the camera, and then pans back. Now, as I was saying, we have several items that are in the labyrinth, at least as far as I can remember, and believe me, I do. Feathers, a greaser heart, and perhaps the mushrooms. And just remember, we just cannot go toe-to-toe with Baphomet. Please. He looks directly at Scylla. Do not try to go toe-for-toe with Baphomet.
I have no desire to touch my toes to his.
It's decided then. Very good.
Not bothering to correct that one. She knows what she's saying.
No.
She knows what she's about.
I have but one question before we begin. Do we have everything that we need? Are we collected? Are you together? You're in a different body now. Are you okay? Are you good to fight?
I am coming to terms with the new physiology.
Yes, I know you've been coming, but are you ready to fight?
Oh my god.
Oh, that was so quick.
Sorry,
Oh,
Wendy.
God, that's what she said.
Oh.
Euphemisms aside, I will probably need, I'll do some sparring practice on the ride there.
I would be happy to assist.
That would be wonderful. I am certainly more physically apt in this body, which is, well, has not been the case in years I can't remember.
I have long thought that you would benefit from extreme martial training. However, your knees and ankles have prevented me from pursuing it previously.
Well, I believe that has been remedied. That being said, I don't know how well I could perform in close quarters. I'm not going to punch anything. I don't think I'm that, hand-to-hand trained.
And what are you looking for then?
I wouldn't rightly know. I defer to your judgment, Sussaro. Given your advanced intellect and martial capability, what do you think suits me?
Sephel, the time has come for me to pass on not only something that means a great deal to me, but something that has saved my life on more than one occasion.
Bronte is dead.
No, God, no! You're the worst!
Sorry.
And he just claps your the side of your shin with the Avarice Avant-Garde, I think you should wield this. It is both a martial weapon and a conduit for arcane force. With it, your own capabilities will be advanced quite a bit. And I think you, at this time, can make better use of it than I can.
If you are sure.
Zeus, like, lovingly and longingly looks at it, and like his hands just like touch the scabbard. Yes. I was never meant to wield it.
Do you need us to walk away for a few minutes?
No. Saying goodbye would be too painful. Take the sword. Sephel.
I'll take the sword, and I imagine there's like a little bit of resistance as he like doesn't doesn't let go of it for a second. And I just pull.
Try me. See if you are worthy.
If you can remove the sword from the Zeus,
You can wield it.
you shall be the king of Dimcairn.
All right, you pass off your fucking weapon. Continue.
I will handle it with the utmost respect once I figure out how to use it.
Oh, don't worry, Sephel. You are quite adequate. I'm sure you'll figure it out.
That's perhaps the nicest thing you've said to me.
Let's not make this more emotional than it has to be.
So, how are we traveling?
Well, by verm, I assume. Oh, and actually, I have a safety feature I'd like to go over with Scylla. Scylla, could you please attach your tidal chain to my belt? That way I will not fall off. And if I do, you can pull me back.
She kind of like looks at you and looks at your belt. You would like me to tether you to me with the chain?
Ah, yes. Your magical chain, yes.
I think that is a incredibly strategic move, Zeus. And perhaps we should consider other uses. I have seen Triton before utilize a rather athletic approach to getting individuals into the combat field.
Interesting. Please tell me more.
I will show you. And she picks you up and goes to throw you. I should perhaps attach the chain.
Him out of the cave and down into the pit below?
Well, assuming that there's a little bit of room, I think it stops, and it's a demonstration of being able to pick you up very easily. If I were to heft you, I could do so quite quickly. And I imagine your small form would go quite far.
Secret technique, yeet.
I'm into this.
Okay. She will get out the tidal chain is currently attached from her wrist to the trident. So instead she will disconnect it and spin Zeus around and attach it to the back of his belt, just like you would a child on a leash.
Oh no.
Okay. All right.
I was gonna say, are you just gonna be like perpetually walking Zeus?
Yeah.
Well, I believe, if I understand this correctly, the chain's invisible until we get to till it's tugged on and is up to 50 feet. So essentially, I am a gnome
Tetherball
on a Titan.
So you continuously have to remain within 50 feet of Scylla.
Yes.
If you want to be recalled, yes.
Luckily, I do have a magical ring that allows me to breathe water. So I am, in fact, good to go almost anywhere that she can. And how interesting. So I'm just thinking through the implications of tethering myself to Scylla. Can she use me to Spider-Man?
I mean, as long as you pass a strength check to hold her, Sure. Like, her
would that be
weight
like
that's
an
gonna be pulling on you?
Yeah, interesting. Would that be like an athletic check?
Sure. Yeah.
Cool. So the kind that I currently have proficiency in due to my expert student feature, and therefore is applicable to my reliable talent, and I cannot roll below a 13.
Yeah, but depending on the circumstance, if you're like clinging to a wall and she's trying to swing over a cavernous pit, it might be a little bit more than 13. Not by much, but it's going to be a little bit tougher.
Yeah.
So you're saying there's a chance?
I'm saying there's a chance.
Hell yeah, brother. I love it.
Coming up, Drew.
It's my Seuss yo-yo.
Yep. This isn't going to be abused as fuck.
Nope.
Honestly, I actually think it's only going to work against us. We want to do this so badly that we're going to use it for no reason.
Hey, you know what? That tracks.
Yeah. Yes. But yes, Scylla has attached herself to Zeus. Shall we travel via Purple Worm?
Only way we know how to travel.
Do we just have one on speed dial?
I think we have to go back to the worm tunnels.
Yes, we have to get away from the Frez.
Yeah, you just have to go back to the old nest that you destroyed.
Desecrated.
Yeah.
And blew up a bit. And you could start attracting them pretty quickly to you.
Dope.
Okay.
Okay.
So you descend down from the hole in the ceiling. I'm assuming using the same trick that you used to get up there, which was some ice. Okay. So you get back down, you start making your way back, and you remember it was about 10 miles to get to Karazikar's maw. And so you spend essentially a day walking all the way back, and you do eventually make it to the purple worm nest. Do you guys decide to take a rest, or are you just hopping on that worm and gunning it as fast as you can?
Based on what our mechanical friend told us, do we have any indication of like how far away this might be? I think he said like about how far it was, right?
He said
200.
he detected an order approximately 289 miles south of your present location.
Hell yeah.
So...
And how quickly does a worm move?
Definitely faster than you guys. It's not going to cover 289 miles in a day.
No, sure.
Well, disappointing.
yeah.
Okay, that's alright. I mean, I think that maybe we should rest and then get after it, just so we're prepared for any shenanigans along the way.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Right.
And then also, it could be a little time for you to like practice the new sword and infuse it, because I believe it is down one spell.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
So you begin training with Scylla in the use of the sword. You probably charge it up with some spells beforehand, because I imagine Scylla goes ham on you. Or actually, Sam, tell me, what kind of training does she put him through?
Oh, I go ham on him, Will.
Yeah.
This is like... This thick boy looks much sturdier. And also, still a little mad at him. And it's like very... it's not... it doesn't make logical sense to be upset at Sephel. But she's like... She's not mad at Sephel. She's mad at the body that he's in now. And it's like a little therapeutic here of like just kicking his ass. But I think she's probably pulled out some like Zerkwood branches to use as like faux swords.
You take the
So they're,
sword
like,
and
just-
you just take like a Zirkwood log and you just shove it down on top, and it's like, this'll protect you from the blade.
Yeah, right, yes. So
It's working. Can't you tell?
they're sparring with their training weapons and they're giving each other welts.
Okay. Just because. Sam, roll athletics, and Brendan, roll athletics.
Hell yeah.
Ooh. Oof, not great.
Not great with my plus 10 score.
Yeah, I got a 19.
Oh my god.
19. What'd you get? Sam?
Okay,
Rolled a
hold on.
6.
I'm making sure I'm like looking at the abilities of the new
Of the new body. I'm gonna say roll at disadvantage because you're still getting used to this body and you've also not trained with this weapon.
You know what? That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I'm gonna lose regardless, but it'll be fun.
Yeah, I'm just setting up the scene more.
Ooh, 13 was the lowest actually.
Okay.
So you start off all right, but by the end of the night, you have a shattered femur. You're pretty sure your elbow on your right arm no longer works. Scylla has ditched the sword and has turned you into a punching bag.
She's just pummeling me.
Yeah, you're just against one of the rock cavern walls, and it's just like cartoon style.
I can keep going.
Yeah, there's just a crater forming behind you as she's just drilling you in. You're coughing up blood, and then eventually Scylla's just like, whew, I could use a drink of water, walks away, and Nobon comes over and he's like, I can help you with that. And he begins the long, tedious task of beginning to heal you up.
The endurance is good, Sephel. She shouts back.
He's in so much pain. He's never been more excited in his life. Like, the fact
Nobon's
that
like,
he
is that
was
for me?
God.
No, just the idea, like, how long they've been traveling together, how many jokes about how fucking feeble and, like, broken Sephel has been, and the fact that he just withstood the fucking beast and is still standing is just the he's just imagining all of the, like, impromptu training shit that he's gonna try to do, just like fucking iron chair her in her sleep.
It's gonna turn into Pink Panther style, like Kato going after the inspector.
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Fucking.
Yeah. No, this is like it's so weird to both be so exhausted but so exhilarated.
Sam, out of curiosity, if you let's say you got a natural 20 plus your athletics, what is the max possible you could get on that roll?
33.
Oh my
33.
God.
So
Yeah.
I imagine there's this moment, Sephel, you're like feeling this giddiness, and Nobon is walking you back towards like the campfire. Scylla, you realize, or like you know, you only hit him with like maybe 50% of what you got.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you say anything to
for sure.
Seuss? Like you sit back down and like Sephel's like over there crowing in the corner like, I fucking did it.
Yeah. Yeah, she sits next to Seuss and she's like, it is good to see him so excited. However, I will have to increase the difficulty should he actually want to improve.
You know, life is a series of learning curves, and sometimes it's best to experience a small victory before you have a large setback.
I just imagine that one of the hits like, while he was getting pummeled, everybody was watching. There was one hit that actually missed and hit the wall next to his head, and everybody saw this, like, giant fissure grow up the wall,
Yeah, right.
and just look at each other and know that that would have fucking killed him had it connected.
Yeah, it's that moment of like.
At one
just
point,
like,
I heard
Yeah.
completely. At one point, I heard what could have been a snap. I think it may have been his femur, but he did continue on, so I know he has the endurance for it. He will break many more bones before we are finished.
Well, that's why we have Nobon here.
I will say too, Will, 33
yeah,
is the
go
most
ahead.
that I can roll on a D20 flat, but I have the superiority technique that would allow me at
my
a D12 now, which would put it all the way up to a 45.
Jesus
Oh my
Christ.
So on a true
really
max
You
roll.
can just add that to athletic checks?
Well, I'd have to roll the D12. Yeah, it's like a certain maneuver.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Fuck. So it is really just like that moment Sephel just managed to like slip a little bit and the fist went back and there's just a hole through 30 feet
Yeah.
worth of bedrock. Just that was that natural 20 plus the maneuver. Scylla just got a little
Fucking
too excited
Yunobu
about it.
or Yunogu just like looks through the hole and is like, yeah, I'm not fucking with that.
Yeah, Yunogu
Love it.
and Baphomet are on the other side, and both of their heads are fighting to look through. Like, who the fuck?
Who's that?
They're doing rock, paper, scissors to decide who has to go.
They're no longer fighting each other. They're fighting to who gets to escape. Yeah. You guys end the night with Nobon, doing some extreme chiropractic practice measures on Sephel. You just see him like deep breath and like rip his fucking leg up, and you just hear a bunch of cracking, and he's like, "We got to reset the bones and the tendons, make sure you're all right." And it's getting
He
pretty
definitely
extreme.
like grazes a hand too far up the thigh a couple of times.
Absolutely. He starts bringing
Oh
out
my
the
Dirty
some
bird.
oil, and you're just like, wait a minute, my skin's fine. He's like, you gotta.
I don't think this is necessary. Oh, Oklahoma.
Medically
But-
necessary? Who said anything about medically necessary?
You guys, you bed down for the night. You take some watches. I would love for all three of you to make at least one D20 roll for me, please.
Will, while
Yes,
the
sir.
two were sparring, can I go ahead and attune to that row of eyes and make this check at advantage?
Absolutely, you can. Yeah.
Is this just a perception check or is this a flat roll?
I will give you a choice. You can either make a flat roll and chance it that way, or you can make a perception check.
It's a flat roll either way.
I want to make a perception check.
I rolled a 6 on a flat roll.
Okay.
I rolled a 16.
All
Wow.
right.
It's cute. It's cute. I rolled a 29.
What the fuck?
I'm wearing a robe made of eyeballs.
That's true.
I
Yeah.
can see everything,
You see
including the
all
shadow.
the
people.
shadows moving. And that actually, we'll get back to that. Scylla, you take first watch as you're feeling pretty energized after having just beat the shit out of Sephel, literally.
100%.
And your watch goes through without a hitch. Eventually you grow tired. Sephel, you are trying to get away from Nobon's slick fingers, so you take watch and insist that he goes and rests. You at one point see a giant spider go by, but it seems to be creating a new web over the hole that Scylla made with her fist that blew through, the bedrock, and is kind of like slinking its back in there, like, oh shit, I just found the best hiding spot. As you, Dr. Seuss, take up the last watch, and it's becoming what you guys would equate to morning. you actually notice through your robe of eyes all these shadow people begin to start like moving away from specific spots along like the floor and the wall. And this happens a minute before you begin to feel rumblings. And you're now familiar with them at this point. You know a purple worm is on its way, and you can actually kind of identify where you think it's going to pop up, because there's like almost these perfect round circular spots that the shadow people are now avoiding. And you see that there are 3. One on the floor in the middle of the large chamber that you guys were in, where you found all the eggs that are now all kind of collapsed. One up on a wall about 40 feet away from you guys, and then one far away closer towards where the spider in its hole kind of is hanging out. I'll kind of re-show you guys the map here. So you're in this main chamber. So the first hole is kind of right in the middle. Second one is over here with the spider in the wall, and then the third one is like down towards the south. So, you know purple worm's coming. You know that's your train. What are you doing?
I feel like Seuss is beyond the point of like hesitation. She's just gonna like run like little legs going, like slap Scylla, then like roll dodge behind Sephel, slap him, gonna grab a rock, throw it at Nobon. Up and at him! Trains leaving the station! Final stations!
Yeah, Scylla will, her eyes like snap open, and she sits up really quickly, teeth bared, because somebody slapped her. And then she sees Seuss running around, and she quickly grabs her things and helps anybody else get their stuff together and ready to go.
Okay.
Seuss hops on Scylla's back.
Nice. He doesn't yell uppies, or does he hop up and he screams uppies at the same time?
He...
Emergency uppies!
I think he yells that and hops on her, and she goes, I can't find you. Where are you?
I'm back here. It's fine.
Oh, that was quite fast. All right, onward. And she starts running, and I think Scylla would bring up the rear and make sure everybody else is ahead of her to get on the worm.
Okay. I imagine, Sussaro, you point out all the spots. I imagine you guys are going towards like the center of the room, probably the closest one to you.
Yeah. I feel like I would hop up and like kind of direct Scylla's head. It's coming right there!
Okay.
Doing it Ratatouille style. I like it.
Sephel, you first.
It's time to test out these new grippers. And by that I mean my thighs. And he's just gonna...
Seuss just makes significant eye contact with Nobon, like, yo, what the fuck? Bro, what? What did you do to my boy?
Nobon's just like, at first like, what? And then he's like, ooh, he's learning. Alright.
The raw amount of testosterone flowing through Sephel is more than he's had in centuries.
Oh my.
Oh, to be young again in an Orog's body.
Yeah.
Alright. You all begin to feel the tremors as they are coming hot and heavy now. And you guys know that you either have to like grab on with crowbars, or you have to like grab onto one of the spikes here on its side. So who's doing what? Sephel, it sounds like you're just grabbing with your fucking thighs, so.
Yeah, I'm going, so like...
He's just something to prove.
So thighs around and then hands on the spikes.
Okay. Alright. Okay. Seuss, I imagine, because like the shadow people are kind of like watching it and stuff, and you are watching them, you can kind of like count it down, and I imagine you're just like 5, 4, 3, 2. Everybody turns and pauses and looks at you. 1, and then the purple worm comes up through. And you're just like, go, go,
Hell
go.
yeah.
I need everybody that is physically going to try and grab a spike to grip onto this worm that is now erupting like a whale breaching the surface and is now beginning to like keel over to the side. I need you all to make athletics checks to grab on.
Ooh, that's good.
What if I'm just like grabbing onto my friend Scylla
You're good. You're fine.
and her beautiful mane of fishy frill?
31.
All right, you're on. You managed to grab a spike. No problem.
No problemo.
Dirty 20.
30-20. All right, Nobon got a 17. So he's got a 21. All right. You all managed to get on this purple worm. As it begins to kind of reburrow its way down, you guys manage to get yourselves into a good position. And remember, Scylla, last time you had to direct the purple worm using kind of the hooks before, but now that you've got like the spike in hand, you think, okay, if I just pull it with enough force, I might be able to get pivot in, so to speak.
I think this is Sussaro directing Scylla by like pulling her, and then she's like doing it on the worm.
It's a double ratatouille.
Okay.
Yeah.
Double ratatouille, motorcycle ride, everybody leans together kind of a thing. I love it.
Yes.
All right, Seuss, you pull out the compass and you guys begin heading south. I'm going to roll a D100 to see how many miles you manage to cover on day 1 here. All right, you cover, I'm going to round up, you cover 70 miles, which would have taken you a week to cover on your own. Day 2, you cover 50 miles. Day 3, you don't get as far. You run into a lot more areas of the Ferez, and you only end up going 30 miles. Day 4, you manage to go another 50. How many miles does anybody keep track of?
200. We're at 200.
You're at 200? All right.
No one told me there would be math in this game.
You get another 40 miles, and you know you're coming up close on it now. And then this is the 6th day, I believe. Yeah, you manage to...
Yeah.
You actually come to this weird moment where you guys are just burrowing through bedrock, and all of a sudden, you break through, and you're just in air as you are all of a sudden in this very large cavern. And you can see that beyond it, before there's like this ledge, you see an odd small tower overlooking this cliff face, and far, far reaching beyond it, you see a massive labyrinth. And you guys know that this is your exit. You gotta get off now. So as you are coming down towards the ground, describe to me how you guys are getting off this purple worm.
Tuck and roll, baby.
I'm not going to be able to really tuck and roll. I think this is a Hulk landing. Jumping
Superhero
crouch.
landing.
Just creator
Okay.
time.
It's all about the timing.
Cool. Roll me athletics checks, guys. Doing a lot of those tonight. No, don't fail me now.
I would like to say yeehaw, please.
Yeah. 22.
All right, you heels dig into the ground as you land, and you do that thing like most superheroes when they're doing that, where it's just like digging into the dirt, grinding your heels in, and you eventually come to a stop. Sephel.
17 for Sephel.
Nice.
You manage to tuck and roll, and you take no damage.
We just forget Nobu.
No. You guys all get off. and you're fine. And Noban all of a sudden starts screaming, "My pant leg gets stuck!" And the purple worm is already beginning to burrow back down. And you guys know that, like, as it's burrowing, you kind of have to, like, tuck in and grip close because it doesn't make too much wider of a hole. And Noban's just, like, leaning back and he's flailing. He's like, "My pant leg! My pant leg!" And then all of a sudden he just hits the edge of the lip of the new hole and he just pancakes. And, like, the rest of the purple worm is, like, dragging his body, like, into the hole, but he manages to cling on. He's like, "Ah!" And he's like, "This is a new hell." And eventually, the purple worm disappears. And you see Noban crawling his way out. But his back legs, because of the chitinous plates, are just torn to fucking shreds. He's looking like...
Oh no.
My God!
It looks like we'll have to reset those.
Oh no!
Now, if only there was someone here with healing magics. Damn.
I believe that there is.
Nobody.
It just happens to be him.
Just screaming in agony. Just.
Would it be the right thing to put him unconscious?
I don't know.
He just
Scylla,
like, holds up one leg.
Actually, maybe not you.
Flopping. He's just like, "It's not supposed to."
No. Oh no!
Sephel's gonna punch him on the top of the head and try to knock him out.
Okay, make an attack roll at advantage.
No.
Is that better?
It's better than Scylla doing it.
Well, okay. I guess I can't argue that point.
Okay, hold on.
It's the equivalent of Captain America punching you or the Hulk putting down Loki.
Right.
Yeah, 18 to hit.
Okay, yeah. Just a solid boom. You hit him in the forehead, his back of his head hits the ground, and he's unconscious.
Okay,
but he
now
does
that you
look
have
like
knocked the
Lieutenant
healer
Dan.
unconscious, what are you going to do?
That is a good question. I have... So I have, in the avant-garde, mass healing word. But it seems like a little bit of a waste for this.
I have a standard healing potion.
That might be good.
Sussaro, I'm gonna throw you guys a bone here because I'm the one who rolled the natural one for Noban here, on that poor dismount. You see through your robe of eyes that he has a couple of potions on his belt that surprisingly didn't get smashed that you could administer to him.
As he's looking,
you could.
Sephel's like, "I know what must be done," and he takes out a torch stock dynamite.
No! Stand back. Let a professional handle this.
Yeah, right.
And Susie's gonna like shoo the other two away, and then like make it look more impressive than it is, but give him those potions to see if it can. I don't know. I'm gonna try to like put his bones in vaguely the right order, and then give him the healing potion.
Okay, roll me a medicine check.
Let's see. Am I good at those? No, that's a 9.
Okay, you do your best. Anybody else assisting with this, or don't really care enough?
I've been shooed away.
Okay.
I was told my methods were too extreme.
Fair enough.
Scylla's gonna choose this moment to listen to Seuss.
Yep.
I think Scylla would stand back and see Seuss like attempting to put the bones in order, and she would perhaps step forward. I believe that one is in the wrong place, although my anatomy is decidedly quite different.
Sam,
And that's my version of
you
helping.
roll me a medicine check.
Okay. A dirty 20, 18 plus 2.
Hey, much better.
All right, it's enough. Scylla comes over and helps you fish through the mincemeat and crushed bone and roughly pretty much put everything as it's supposed to. And I'll say you give him 2 potions before he is in good enough shape to take care of the rest of himself. And he kind of sheepishly looks to you all and goes, "Thank you. I've never been through something like that, and I am quite ashamed of the way I responded. I apologize."
Hey, sometimes you get your leg ripped off, and that's just how it is. We've all been there.
I have seen
I wish
many
it would have been
prisoners
swifter.
of war and combatants go through such pain as that, and I would say that your screams were on par, perhaps worse, but ultimately perfectly acceptable.
That does surprisingly make me feel a little bit better. Thank you.
Okay, good.
As you guys finish up with Nobu here, you begin to kind of take stock of where you are. And that is this dimly phosphorescent fungi lit cavern. And to the north of you, you see standing on the perch of this large lip for a drop down to the far distant labyrinth that you can see beyond, a square tower that is 20 feet on a side and about 30 to 40 feet tall. You see that it is made out of this odd, polished, like dark black metal. It's got arrow slits in each wall. You see a battlement crowns its top, and you see a handful of stone gargoyles at each of the 4 corners. Set into the middle of the wall facing you is a sturdy-looking door made of the same dark metal as the rest of the tower. What do you guys do?
Is that where we are going?
I believe we need to find the Garistro. If we find that, we get a couple of the items that we need.
What do we know about tracking a Garistro? Should we
Well-
look for footprints?
We do know that tin mass mushrooms grow in their footprints.
Also, Will, just for clarity's sake, does this tower look like it leads into the labyrinth, or is it just kind of like on the edge of it?
No, so sorry, I didn't describe it that well. So from where you guys are standing, you're about 100 feet away. You realize you're on like the edges of a cavern that probably like in the distance you see opens up and then eventually closes down. Probably a handful of miles long. Like that's the total length of this cavern. It's absolutely massive. This
Very big.
tower, you guys realize you are standing on the same level as this tower, which is a cliff that looks down upon a part of the labyrinth beyond. And actually, Seuss, go ahead and make me a history check about the labyrinth.
Ooh, my favorite kind of check. It's a 31.
What'd you get?
Let's go.
31. Big number, good.
Nice. All right. So you and your companions within the Society of Brilliance have never, ever fully mapped in any way, shape, or form the entirety of this labyrinth. What you do know is the rough size and scope of how much of the Underdark the labyrinth covers. You know from what you're seeing here is but a tiny fraction of it. you would know that the labyrinth spans roughly 240 miles from north to south and roughly 120 miles from east to west, covering an incredible distance. You don't even know if you are at the edge of it, if you've been dumped into the middle of it, but you know it covers a significant area within the Underdark. So while this is a very easy entrance and quite a large expanse of openings within it, you know that you're going to have to use the compass and your wits to be able to traverse it in any, like, good, capable form. But this tower sits on a
am I
cliff
correct
in...
I'm wondering if I'm correct in imagining the labyrinth as a, I mean, is it like we can see the top, like the labyrinth is like a maze and we're seeing it from the aerial view, and then as it goes down further along this long stretch, we obviously are too far away to see it?
Yeah, so like this hand here, this is where you guys are. This is where the exposed section of the labyrinth is. So you're looking down on it, and it continues to stretch on until the cavern ceiling connects to it. Sussaro would be able to tell you.
So some of it is like under rock.
Yes, it's not a, don't think, okay, for this section, think like Harry Potter, Goblet of Fire, you're looking out on the twisting vines, like traditional maze style area.
The shining hedge maze, yeah.
Shiny hedge maze, yeah. Sorry, mixed up my words there, but you get it. Sussaro would be able to inform you otherwise that it continues this pattern, but there are sometimes caverns, and sometimes it just feels like more tunnels, traditional to the Underdark, except they crisscross and like Swiss cheese with each other all the time, making it almost unfathomable to find your way through it.
Just to put a disgusting number to it, the labyrinth, based on the dimensions that Will gave, is just short of 29,000 square miles.
Woo!
It is a nigh impregnable fortress of the mind as well as the body. It will test us in ways we've never been tested before. And also, there's a tower here.
Coincidence?
I think not.
It would look to me like this is simply... Can we not just walk through it?
We could. If we are not careful, we will never find our way out. Someone should keep the timepiece handy.
I can do that. I would... Perhaps if we are worried about getting lost, is there a way for us to create a path that we could return?
Well, create a path is...
By which I mean mark our path along our... as we continue.
Oh, we could certainly try. We also have this magic compass, which will help immeasurably.
I also imagine that we will have to throw our mark on walls that I imagine hundreds of other people have also marked up and scratched in other ways.
Doctor, what do you know about the tower?
Hey, Will, don't know anything about that tower.
You can make a nature check or an arcana check.
Excellent. I will make a arcana check.
I want it to be the Labyrinth Lighthouse.
Oh, that was so cute. Dirty 20.
Okay. The immediate thing you notice is that this tower is made entirely out of adamantine. And you begin to feel the inklings that you've seen sketches of this type of tower from spell books that you've been able to examine but not been able to cast out of. And you think that this tower resembles something of a spell that allows you to summon a tower when and where you please.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
I believe this is a magical construction. And I think it might be worth checking out. Perhaps our friend here could learn how to create one of our own.
Does that mean that a strong wizard has set it down?
Yes. Oh, yeah. It also means, though, we might be able to use it as a lodestone for finding our way out if we are separated from your magical compass thing. Or we could use my magical compass thing.
If you were to give me a day, I could also get us out of here, need be. But if we need a quick removal, a pop-up fortress would be quite useful. I say we investigate.
Shall I knock? She's like walking toward the tower. Is this a knocking scenario?
You know what? Yeah. I don't want to surprise the person who did this.
Just don't break the tower.
Understood. And she will approach the door and do a...
You knock and you just
Hello,
hear this,
adventurers are here to speak with the owner.
you hear boom, 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 and that like metal door just reverberates, and you can hear this echo inside, and you say that greeting, and you don't hear anything. But can all of you roll a perception check?
Yeah. 10.
15.
Is this based on sight?
No, this is hearing.
25.
Okay. Sephel and Seuss, you hear... Sephel, you hear it, but you can't identify the direction. Sussaro, you hear it and identify the direction. You hear... coming from up above.
Oh no.
Look at him.
Can we see anything? What's up there?
You look up.
Yeah.
Scylla's still
You look
knocking
up
on the door.
and-
Boom, boom, boom.
You look up, and all of a sudden the chuckling stops.
I would like to remind you at this juncture that I can see both invisible things and into the ethereal plane.
It's true, you can, and you do see some of those shadow people like climbing on the walls and doing funky things. Actually, make me a charisma check, just straight up.
Ooh. So, shit.
There is no one here. I
She's
cannot.
got that riz.
No one is answering the door.
Scylla.
Yes?
He just points up.
Alright. I'm back in form, natural 1.
Okay.
No.
You
Ones and
see
losses, baby.
one of
Let's
those.
go.
You look at one of those shadow people who's up on top of the ramparts, looking down at you, and he's doing like this, like crybaby, like he was gonna help you, but he's like.
How high up is the top of the tower?
This dude sucks.
It is 2 stories. I believe 30 to 40 feet up. You
Okay.
do respot a pair of gargoyles sitting at the corners up at the top as well.
Hello? Is someone up there?
Make a persuasion check. But you hear silence.
Persuasion, that's a 17.
What's the password?
It appears there is a password.
Please.
Can you believe these guys that come to a tower, they don't even know their password?
Is the password Grumph Rules?
No, it's not Grump Rules.
And you see both of these gargoyles are like starting to cover their mouths as they're like,
Grump Rules, what a stupid password.
The gargoyles are starting to irritate me.
Oh no, she's getting upset. Oh, she's getting upset.
She grabs her trident and like aims it back, and she's like
Oh, no.
positioning it to throw it.
Oops, she's getting angry.
Is there any reason I should not do this?
You're never gonna guess the password.
Honestly,
you're
I
never
can't
gonna get
think
the
of one.
password.
What did we guess already?
Grump rules and please.
Is it password?
Oh, original, but no. Good one, password. We've heard people try that one before.
Scylla? Cast Yeet.
She looks at Seuss, who is like 30 feet away, and you just see her smile. I would like to bonus action call him to me where I am in front of the door, and then yeet Seuss up to the gargoyles.
okay, make me an athletics check, please.
Oh, come on. If there was ever a time for a nat 20, it's now. Come on. 10 plus 13 for a 23.
Okay, you managed to hawk him up there, but since this is like the first time outside of the one time you practice, you don't hit the gargoyle, but like Sussaro, you're just flying up, and one of the gargoyles, the one on the left-hand side of the battlements, is like,
Oh no, flying gnome, watch out!
and he jumps backward, and Sussaro, you come up and over the edge of the parapet, and you land down, and you two, Sephel and Scylla, see the other gargoyle pop off his corner. Seuss, you land sprawled out, and as you begin to stand up, you see that there are 4 gargoyles, and they are all standing around you in a circle going,
What are you doing up here, man? What are you doing up here?
I
gnome?
demand the password.
Hey, can I
We
just
don't
cast
know it.
knock?
We don't know it. It's the best joke. That's why we're laughing. We're just here, man.
You hear this like truly unhinged chuckling start up from the top of the thing, just like.
the gargoyles are
Sephel,
with
it
you,
sounds
just,
like Seuss is in pain.
We are going to have to... He's suffering. We're going to have to kill him.
Why is that always your first option?
Dynamite!
If Seuss is caught on the parapet, and if I were to bonus action try to recall him and he could not come to me, could it work in the reverse, like I get pulled up?
he's not caught. He's like up and over, and he's on the roof.
Okay.
I'm gonna say he would have to like yank on the chain to get you.
Yeah.
To get him to come back.
Okay.
Because you're the one who's technically
That's fine.
attuned to it.
Yeah, true. Okay. So knock.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can
you
I
try
cast knock on it? Yeah.
You cast knock, and nothing happens.
Mm.
Sephel, I would like you to do is roll me an Arcana check as you now begin to like really focus on this tower.
Should I just like try the doorknob just in case?
23.
Do you try the doorknob, Scylla?
Yeah, I mean, all I did was knock. So if knock doesn't work while he's like figuring it out, I'll at least make sure it's, locked.
Now, there was
Okay.
something incredibly dangerous about trying to enter the fortress, but I can't think of what it was.
As Scylla's like slow motion reaching for the doorknob, like all the gargoyles start peeking over the side. Monty Python, like French soldier, and they're like,
Oh, what are you gonna do? You're just gonna open the door?
and they're all laughing with each other. You go to try the door, nothing happens.
I'm just glad we, said it.
You know, you gotta try. You gotta try.
Yeah, if it ended up being that stupid.
Yeah.
You never know. All right, Sephel, you got a 23, correct?
Yes.
You understand that this is the result of a spell known as Dairn's Instant Fortress. And as such, this fortress requires a password to enter and to collapse it. Now, if somebody's inside, you don't know. They could be out and about, and it can remain here for a good time. However, one thing you think of is that you might be able to learn the password by learning or using the spell Identify.
Ooh. Guys, give me like 10 minutes, but don't piss off anything. That could kill us.
I will try my best. Seuss, did you hear that?
Yes.
What are you
you
doing
all right?
up there?
We're trying
What
silly
the fuck was
accents.
that? Alright, I will spend the time to cast Identify on the tower.
All right. You cast Identify, and 2 words come to mind, and you know exactly what they do. You know the command word to open the front door is Mimsy. M-I-M-S-Y. You know the second command word, which transforms the tower into a 1-inch metal cube, and that is Brillig. B-R-I-L-L-I-G.
I'm just saying, is it really that secure a tower if a level 1 spell can break into it?
Got
I
him.
said we're not going to dig deep into that right now.
Well, hey, you guys, you want to come with us? We're on a quest.
What are you trying to
Seuss,
do?
we're not taking the gargoyles with us.
Why not?
Oh, come on, man. We're a good time. We've been bored. We've been here for
Because
like
we have-
600 years.
The slot for annoying short person has already been filled.
Nobu
I
looks
won't
out
have to be
up
your
from the
father.
ground
You
where
will
he's
show me
dragging his
respect.
back legs, and he's like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that was why would you talk bad on our boy like that? You couldn't be talking about anyone else.
Because I'm old, I don't speak politically correct. I'm out of the times.
Should we enter and make sure no one is inside?
Yes, that sounds like a good idea. Mimsy!
I mean, what?
And you hear as these large adamantine doors open, and you see darkness and the tatterings of what was once a lavishly furnished tower. And before you set foot, one of the gargoyles up top turns to you, Sussaro, and goes,
You know, you could have just used the trapdoor right there.
and Seuss, you turn and you see a trapdoor open as the word Mimsy was spoke. And we'll see you guys next time.
Hey everyone,
welcome to the end of the episode. 2 quick announcements for you. You've already heard us say it 100 times. We have a Discord. What are you waiting for? Get in here. We have so many amazing like-minded DMs in there. A lot of players as well. People new to D&D. Some people have been in there a long time. And everyone's just having a nice time sharing tips, tricks, talking about one-shots, talking about Curse of Strahd, talking about Out of the Abyss, all the things. So definitely think about joining us. You can find the link to join our Discord at linktree.com/themadnesstable. You can also find our other social media links there, including our TikTok. And boy howdy, Andrew Walker has been killing it on TikTok, posting the most random mad memes you had ever seen. So definitely consider following us there as well. Lastly, if you've made it this far, consider leaving us a 5-star review in whatever podcatcher you're currently listening. 5-star reviews are instrumental in pushing us up the charts and getting us in new listeners, which is really what we're looking for to get the name out there. So consider doing that for us. We would be forever in your debt. But that's all for now. And we will see you in the next episode when...